shuts everyone of them down. That's a full team kill.
He's looking for third. He's gonna get it.
Not the kill, and Vastek's gonna find another. He finds that shot. He finds two.
He's still alive. Can he go in?
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna go bar down and give Saints the lead again.
Hello everybody and welcome to St. Clair Saints Call of Duty. My name's Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside Nicholas Kermit Malash here for this one. We got the NJCAAE Grand Finals here coming our way. Very, very exciting stuff. How are you feeling about this matchup between these two teams, Kermit?
Oh man, I'm excited. You got our St. Clair Saints versus Navarro College. It's gonna be a good matchup. I mean, the Grand Finals, best of 5 series. I don't know what you want to ask for. I'm a little surprised that it's not best of 7, but, you know, best of 5, we'll take it.
Yeah, 100% we will. St. Clair has been absolutely putting on a show here in this league throughout this whole season long. So they're still yet to drop a map in this league as we do go into this grand final series. And if you're Navarro here, that has got to be something that is just lingering in the back of your mind here right now, saying, hey, are we going to be able to drop this team's first map? Let's find out. But Navarro, arguably one of the best teams in this league besides the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming into the game 10-0. Saints are 9-0 in regular season. So it could be interesting how they match up. I did get to speak to a few players before the game, and you know, they're confident going into this game. I mean, who wouldn't be after not dropping a map all year? So the vibes in there are just outstanding right now.
Yeah, for sure. The vibes are absolutely phenomenal. They're in there right now. I mean, you know, all the players absolutely fired up. They want this national championship under their belt here. Both teams do. They're both going to be fighting for it, and we are going to have this full best of 5 series, same maps and modes and stuff as per usual. Actually, we can take a look at the maps here real quick now, I do believe. So we do have those all up and ready. And honestly, it's a little bit interesting because I was looking at these before the stream. We have the Hardpoint Moscow. Very, very confident about that for the Saints. All looking solid. But then we go on to that standoff search and destroy. The dreaded map that we do not like to see the Saints have to be playing on. And honestly, to have it in the grand finals, map 2, I think is very, very concerning. If we do see the side of Navarro pick up an early map, I do believe it'll be that standoff search and destroy. Moving on to the Gary control, I think that one's going to be a pretty even playing field there between the two teams. That one's going to be a battle between them. But then we go into the final 2 maps, and those are looking good for the Saints. I'm loving the Raid Hardpoint pick here coming through from St. Clair. And the Miami S&D, something I haven't seen them play on personally in so long, but something they're so good at. I know that Gorilla, he's a big player on Miami that's going to definitely hold down that whole B site, the beach side, and just really punish them for it. So I believe if this one goes into a map 5, the Saints take it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them play on Miami Search and Destroy. So they played excellent. So if they do get to that map, I do think that they do have the advantage. But again, I think the most important thing here for Navarro College is to get the first 2 maps, is to outplay St. Clair in their probably best mode and best map.
Yeah, their first mode, if they can take the Moscow Hardpoint, that is series changing for Navarro there. The Moscow Hardpoint going to have a lot of weight to it, and with it being the first map that we're seeing, is definitely going to have a big impact here on this series. So very, very excited to get this one underway nonetheless. But starting us off here for our starting lineup for your St. Clair Saints tonight, we're going to start us off here with the typical 3 that you do have in there for majority of the games. That is going to be Brandon, that is going to be Gorilla, and that is going to be Priestley. Now, coming in here, he really helped out in the semifinals for the Saints and going to come in here again for the grand finals. We got Corius, NP, or Nathan going to be coming in and representing St. Clair here in these grand final series. He put on a show. And honestly, I'm not just saying he racked up his stat line. I'm not just saying he looked good, whatever. No, he actually put on a show. He's going for Ninja Diffuses. He was going for Assassinates. I'm excited to see maybe some of those come through here again, but biggest focus is definitely going to be winning, and I'm excited to see Corius here coming through, getting some more opportunity to play time, especially in a grand final series.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge opportunity for him, and also, like, going back to the semifinals, you've seen that triple kill that he had to clutch the game, to clutch that search and destroy there. So I think if he does that again, that could be huge on Standpoint. or standoff.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. And so we are going to be getting things going here in just a couple minutes. I believe we're all lobbying up here right now, and the players will be getting underway in just a couple seconds. So very, very exciting stuff. And the Moscow Hardpoint, the Saints, I think the biggest thing here for them to be able to close out a Moscow Hardpoint is playing those rotations. Once you get to that second hardpoint there on Moscow, it gets very, very difficult to lock that one, or sorry, to break into that one. It's easy to lock down. So once you are, out of position, you are kind of almost screwed in a lot of these positions. It takes a lot more work to battle back, and I think that one of the biggest things here for St. Clair is just to have those positions to begin with. Don't do more work than you have to.
Yeah, and I think the one thing is with Saints, you'll probably see Corius probably running around, being a little bit of a roamer, trying to get those back discreet kills that actually come up clutch for the game, because when you take out one, that's only a 3-man push. So it evens out the playing field a little bit, especially when you only have 2 or 3 guys on the hard point.
Yeah, so just as we were saying, to be completely honest, Corius, he's filling in for Sauce, right? Yep. Sauce is going to be away here for this Grand Final Series, and Sauce, as one of those players we know, you put an SMG in his hands, and he just runs and guns, and that is literally Sauce's job, is you go get an SMG in your hands, slay out, play these around these objectives, play flex on the objective, but also just get these frags, just go crazy, and that's what they're probably telling Corius to do here right now. Sauce isn't going to be here playing in this game, so Corius, go in there, put an SMG in your hands, and just do what you do best. Start going off, and I feel like Corius' playstyle specifically, big momentum-based kind of guy when it comes to playing, so I really just want to make sure that they can all keep their calm and cool, and just play off their momentum, and that's one of the biggest things. You can't let the opponent get in your head here.
Yeah, you can't do that, and also, for Corius, that's a huge shoes to fill, especially for Sauce.
Yep.
Sauce is a big part of this COD team, and then you have Corius that comes in, and he put on a show during the semifinals, and I mean, doing that alone just proves that he can stand with the big guys. So I think that he did a great job, but there's still one more game to go, and it's going to be this game.
Yes, for sure. So we are just waiting for production on the side of Navarro, and then we will be getting underway with this game. They're just getting set up over there with them, getting their stream going. It's nice to see more schools, broadcasting their games and whatnot. It's always nice to see the collegiate broadcast kind of crew, broadcast level, really get up there, so it's very, very nice stuff to see regardless. But St. Clair and Navarro going to be getting started here in just a few moments, and honestly, there's a lot on the line, right? They're going for the trophies, they're going for these medals. First place finish is definitely going to be nicer than a second, but both these two teams already locking themselves in this top 2 positioning. Who's going to come out on top is really the decider that we're going to see here. Moscow CDL Hardpoint going to be loading up right now for map number 1.
Yeah, this is huge. This first map is a banger to start off with. Saints very dominant here. We'll see if Navarro can shut them down early on in the series.
Yeah, we'll see just that. But the settings were not a little bit right here on the startup, so we are going to be getting this game ended, and we are going to be getting settings a little bit reset here in just a moment. And you know what? That is just the nature of Call of Duty, Kermit. That is exactly it. We see that quite often here back when my competitive days. You start up a game, you end it, you start it up, it gets ended again, you start it up one more time, for why not? So, I mean, overall, we will be just getting this one going here in just 1 second. They will be getting this one up and started, so bear with us. But I do appreciate all you guys for tuning in here. I mean, it's a big day. We got Grand Finals. We got Rocket League right after this for the, I believe that is the NACE Challenger Rocket League. Yeah, NACE Challenger. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be having that here right up after this. That's going to be at 5 p.m. If this does not, it'll most likely be on Saints Gaming CA2. If this goes past 4:50, then it'll be on Saints Gaming CA2. If not, it'll be on this channel. So regardless, stay tuned in to the Saints Gaming CA channels here on Twitch all day today, because we got Rocket League and we got Call of Duty, both Grand Finals, and a lot on the line for both of these teams. They're both in the nest there, both of those rosters, and they are both looking ready. Coach Dawson in there, Coach Mike in there, and then all the other players. It's a good day. It's a good day tournament. This is our last day of fall broadcasts.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane how fast this semester went by in person. It went by even faster than online. So, and also for that Rocket League game at 5, it is a bracket reset.
Yeah,
so
I mean, hey, that one could be going all night. That one could be going all night. So
14 games. You never know.
Yes, for sure. I remember just before then walking up into the nest and just rocking behind a couple of the players and feel like, hey, you ready for this big 14-game series ahead of you? And just joking around and whatnot. But I mean, arguably, St. Clair, Navarro here, I mean, 2 of the best teams coming through, and the NJ. And I'm expecting just an absolute battle. I think you were talking that they've actually scrimmed these teams a few times here in the offseason or whatnot.
I do believe it was in October. That's what Corius has told me, that they did scrim, and they put up a good fight. So I'm expecting, 4 or 5 games out of this.
Yes, for sure. Things might be a little bit different then in October. We've had a lot of games since then. There's been a lot of development in Call of Duty as a whole since then. So we'll be seeing that one come under in just a moment. We got our merch on here now too. Look at us. Look at us go. If you guys are interested in getting some Saints merch as well, acquired.ca/Saints to get any of your Saints merch, because we're repping. Why don't you rep too? You can see here we got things from shirts to jerseys to sweaters to hats to masks to flags, all of it super high quality and a pretty affordable price. That's all going to be at acquired.ca/Saints if you guys are interested. Got to rep the merch here real quick, so you can get that if need be. And this game, I think they're just figuring it all out. I think they're all figuring it out in the back line. I'm not exactly too sure what's happening right now, but they will be getting started here in just a couple minutes, just as we were saying. And hey, it's going to be a long series. Do you have any predictions for us?
Oh, man. If I had predictions, if Saints win the first map, I'm saying 3-0. I'm going to say 3-0 Saints, but
I don't know, Kermit. I don't know.
I think the biggest game changer is that search and destroy on standoff in that second game.
100%. I think that map, too, is crazy big, because I think we're going to see St. Clair clean up this series on the 5th map, Miami Search and Destroy, 3-2. If it's not a 3-2 for Saints, I think it's going to go 3-1 for Saints, and they're going to clean it up in that hard point or whatnot. But I honestly do think that the side of Navarro is going to take that standoff Search and Destroy. I will tell you that Navarro is getting a map. I just don't see a world where they don't, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping it pushes 5 games. That would be, that's what you want, Maybe game 5, maybe it comes down to the round 12 for search and destroy or something. Go the distance. Make it even more intense, as it should be for grand finals. But, but if Navarro takes that first map, I think they could end up taking the series.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the first map, if Navarro takes first map, they could definitely take the series, because then the Saints' momentum is going to be at an all-time low going into that standoff search and destroy, a map that they're already not that confident in general. So that would potentially put them down 2-0 in the series. Once you're down 2-0 in the series, you got a lot to do, and it's a Navarro-favored series heavily at that point. So, honestly, looking for at least one of those first 2 maps is something that the Saints will need. Not want, but need. So,
yeah,
yeah, we'll see that one coming through here then. And honestly, this NJCAAE, it's been an interesting league here throughout the season, right? We've seen some decent teams come through. I know they're most known for their Rainbow Six Siege, so to have some more COD teams in here, them just growing as a league as a whole in general as well. Also, very, very nice stuff to see. And we are going to be loading in here now for a second time. Hopefully everything is A-okay in this one. We are going to be getting it going here. Once again, Moscow, CDL, Hardpoint. And the Saints are actually going to be starting on good side here.
Yeah, I don't really know the map rotations for this map or whatnot besides, but again, I think it'll end up being a good game, and right in the middle of the building, I think it's a great point to stand off with Saints actually being the first team there. Going to try and get an early lead.
Yes, the big thing here right now for St. Clair is that second hardpoint is actually right behind them. And so where they're spawning is where this next hardpoint is. Brandon has all the intel that Sebian is trying to get these rotations, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's running all into the Saints spawn right now to try to flip those spawns and get them in that favored position. But Brandon doing a really great job of shutting that one down, and Priestley gonna rack him up in mid. That's gonna be Sabian and Royal both down. Only one more there, Josue, but Priestley make it a third.
Priestley is doing all the work, making sure they don't let Navarro get any points on right now, as it is 13-0 still, and it's, always contested, trying to get that rotation. Still got a little bit of time left, 13 seconds, so they might start rotating.
Yeah, Sabian has actually been really big on trying to get these rotates to come through, but it hasn't been working out too well for him. Priestley just spotted a few players all going towards Street. Gorilla is going to have a lot of pressure on him momentarily. Priestley finding one there is going to be absolutely massive for him. Sabian, though, is there for the trade. Saints are on this next hard point. However, Navarro is invading, and they're invading quickly. A big one from Gorilla and another from Brandon to shut down this push. Brandon finally going to get shot down, but there's only one player left for Navarro, and St. Clair taking quite the lead here early on in this game.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking, especially on this map, is how dominant they are of holding to the position. You only see one person in the actual hard point. The other ones are playing defensive, trying to make sure there's no more angles that they can take advantage of. And right now, you see Gorilla trying to get some bodies, but again,
Ooh,
Priestley doing some
Oh
work and
my
gets the triple.
goodness! He's gonna pick up all 3 on that one. Priestley's 12-2 here right now on a 6 streak. He is absolutely cracked out in this game here right now, and nobody gonna be stopping him, keeping his life there. Corey is gonna find one, and there's another one for Brandon. Gonna take down Royal. The Saints look next level right now, Kermit.
Yeah, the rotations right now from the Saints have been almost perfect. As you can see, Navarro finally getting their first opportunity on the hard point. We'll see how long they can do.
Yeah, Saints have Spawn here way on the back line. I mean, they're not going to be able to hold this for too long, especially when Gorilla is picking up kills like that, almost a third. They have been just making highlights here all game long in this game number 1 here. Royal just trying to find an angle on a couple of these players, but ultimately he's going to be peppered down himself and forced out of position. Sabian now making his way onto this site. Gorilla going to be one of these big players to try to shut down this push. Corey is still way in the back line here as well. Navarro is starting to rack up some of their points. Gorilla going to be starting to advance in here onto point. Sabian is going to be contested, and point is back in favor for the Saints. Brandon running into a couple, and he's going to have a great opportunity there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Corius, the one running around being the wanderer, but it seems like it's Gorilla actually doing all that work.
That's crazy to see, because Gorilla is one of those players who ARs, sold back, player spot. He plays very similar to how Dawson played in that last season, and now he's going to come out here in this one and just cause mayhem, and Priestley's just everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, Saints again already on that hard point early on. So, as I say that, Navarro is going to get the opportunity here, try and get some points out of it. I mean, they definitely need probably to hold this whole point, try to get something going.
Yeah, honestly, Navarro's going to need a full 60 somewhere or else. They cannot allow St. Clair to keep racking up the points the way they are here right now. Currently at 125 to 24 here. Saints have now built themselves an 100-point lead on this game. And Brandon just finding the positioning like that and make it a third for Brandon. Gorilla finds one as well. That's a full team wipe. St. Clair is just on another level. They are peaking here right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's another triple kill on point. That is exactly what you want if you're the Saints players trying to get this advantage. And I mean, you're already at 150, only 100 more points to go for the next 2 hard points. I think it's very well doable.
I might have to change my prediction here, Kermit. Like, this is I was anticipating a lot more here from the side of Navarro that I'm seeing right now. Yes, they are still keeping themselves somewhat in this game, but St. Clair is just absolutely it's not even just the rotations, it's the frags too. They're fighting so many multi-kills.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing that you needed, the multi-kills. You see Gorilla or Brandon with getting back-to-back triple kills on each hard point. It's absolutely insane. It just opens it up and gives you another 15 seconds on point without any contention.
There is a few frags for Navarro here now, and they actually do have spawns for next, but it looks like Gorilla is fast on the move, and they actually do force Royal to spawn way out, and St. Clair is really starting to test out these spawns here now from the side of Navarro. You see Corius way back in here now, pushing into their spawn to try to find some sort of an opening. He does spot a one player going way back into top green, and these hardpoint rotations is going to be so big between these two teams to try to get something to work. Corius now also in the building as well. He could easily run into a player here in just a moment. You're going to see him take out this player up top, and this is going to change everything because now the spawns back in favor of St. Clair. Royal down, that's 3. Down Sabian, going to be the last one here to challenge the point, but he's going to be naded down, and he is absolutely one shot.
Yeah, and I have Saints here again in hard point, trying to capture it. Both the teams absolutely going insane. They're all reaching that point where the KDs are just showing how much work they're actually putting in on the hard point.
Yeah, for sure. And, Gorilla still just holding his positionings there. There are a couple players on site now, but Gorilla with that 2K is just going to shut it all down. They have a couple players pushing in, but there's one almost a second on a Joe Sway for Priestley, but that is going to be Corius falling as well. And they're just going to allow Navarro to have the rest of this time. St. Clair is going to not worry about this whatsoever, and they're going to move on all over to this next hard point and play off of that one. But so is Navarro, so we're getting a little bit more of a challenge here now from Navarro.